Peace and love, everyone. Samut with Mama Yoga's Wellness, Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance, and Whole Person Prosperity Coaching. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode here of the Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance Show. And as always, I want to give praise to the ancestors upon whose shoulders I stand. Without what they have sacrificed, without the blueprint of life and well-being that they have left behind, I would not be able to bring these dynamic teachings and information to you. I want to give praise and honor to all the teachers who have come across my path. There's so many people that formal teachers, as well as people who didn't know that they were imparting and dropping jewels into my spirit. I give great thanks and honor to all those who have served in the capacity of teacher and mentor for me in my life. Without those persons having come across my path, I know that I would not be the woman that I am today. And of course, we give praise and honor to the Most High Supreme Being, the Creator, God, that God is the essence from which all that we come from. And we thank God for every grateful opportunity in our life, be it a splendor or a challenge. Without the challenges, we could not know how to enjoy the beauty of life. And for that, we say Ashe and Amen to God. So this particular show, as I spoke with you all in the past about, or shared on this podcast platform in the past about bringing on various guests from my network, my great, huge, awesome network of people that I have been blessed to encounter, to work with, to admire their works. And y'all know me, I ain't bringing nobody on here that's not, that I don't perceive to have something of great value and have not walked their talk, right? I'm a person who really tries to stand in, and it's not easy all the time, but for the most part, I try to stand in. If I'm sharing it with you, then I wholeheartedly believe in it, and I wholeheartedly believe in the people who certain aspects of prosperity may come through. So the Mind Body Energy show will be brought to you in a few different capacities. Me talking about mind, body, energy, and keeping that in balance. Bringing on health and wellness and healthy living experts throughout our diaspora, because I truly believe that the African practitioner, the African American, the Latino practitioner does not get enough shine. So we need to, offer avenues that people can share their information with, our listening and viewing audience, as well as, people who understand business and who understand how to increase and impact financial, wealth, right? I always say it's mind, body, energy, and balance. It is whole person prosperity. So if you're doing all this yoga and meditating and, flipping up and down and active at the gym and you're taking care of your body and you're eating the right things, but you come in the house and you ain't got no electricity, or you fussing and fretting about bills and things. I mean, this is not a balanced way to be. So we have to try to incorporate all of the success metrics of life. Family and friends and loved ones, your health, your mental health, your physical health. You want to have, good relationships with people, and you want to balance out your your financial wealth. So to that end, this week's show I am accompanied by networker himself. And I don't mean network marketing, but he'll be able to tell you more about himself and, his experience and what he wants to share with our audience today. Let me welcome my guest, Mr. Stan Matthews. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, that's Stan Matthews. And Stan, tell us your organization and what you represent.
Okay, I am the host of the Matthews broadcast, which is a streaming television broadcast. I am also the founding chairman of the Inner Circle Network, which is a professional networking group that exchanges qualified business referrals with each other so that we can increase everyone's business revenue and profit.
Okay, so the Matthews broadcast and the Inner Circle Network. How did you get into the broadcasting?
Well, I got into the casting because a friend of mine asked me to create a platform where we could tell the success stories of business owners in urban communities, professionals in urban communities, and also civic leaders and community leaders in urban communities, because they felt passionately that everyone in our community has a success story to tell. And so the Matthews broadcast was formed 3 years ago to tell everyone's success story, because everyone's story deserves to be told and deserves to be spotlighted.
Absolutely. So you primarily spotlight business owners and entrepreneurial and community difference makers.
Absolutely. Business owners, professionals, and community leaders.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, that sounds great. Now, tell me a little bit about the networking, because, when we hear networking, we think of, maybe multi-level marketing or network marketing types of endeavors. But this is not what you mean at all. Talk to us about word of mouth networking and how crucial that is.
Well, all of us have been told about a great restaurant. Mm-hmm. All of us have been told about a great doctor. All of us have been told by a great lawyer. Mm-hmm. All of us have been told about a great sandwich shop. All of us have been told about, who has the best soul food, who has the best salmon cake, by an individual who we know, like, and trust. Mm-hmm. That is professional networking. When you receive a recommendation or a referral from someone you know, like, and trust, telling you that you should try the products or services of someone else. Mm-hmm. That is what professional networking is. Everyone does it in all races, in all communities. Mm-hmm. And it is by far the most powerful form of professional networking, because a person who you know, like, and trust is the source. So if you see an ad on television, or you hear one on radio, or you see one on social media, you don't have a way of verifying the truth about that company, right? Mm-hmm. We all live in an era of quote unquote fake news and questionable information sources, right? Yes. But when someone you know, like, and trust shares that information with you, it gives you a higher level of confidence.
Mm-hmm. So word of mouth networking or professional networking is really reaching into, I like this term, human capital, your cachet of relationships that you've built over the years, and sharing with them a product and or service that you think is tops and that could benefit their life in one way or another. Is that right?
Absolutely.
All right. So as you said, we've all been told about a particular product or service from someone else that they thought was great, and we went and tried it, and that made us we enjoyed, had good success with that product or service, and then we told somebody else, and on and on and on it goes down the chain. But you said, from what I understand of what you're saying, Stan, is that a person who is in business should find a way in which to engage their human capital through word of mouth marketing.
Absolutely. All of us have a network of individuals, a community that constitutes what I call our social capital. Mm-hmm. Dun & Bradstreet says that anyone who is in business for more than 5 years has at least 250 professionals that they know, trust, and like. So you have a lawyer, you have a dentist, you have an eye doctor, you have a mechanic, you have a dry cleaner. If you thought about all of the people you know, if you are in business, it becomes a pretty large group. And so all of us have a professional community, and all of us have very powerful, very valuable social capital. So if you engage that social capital and share with them your social capital, you will indeed get more business. I've been practicing professional networking with a passion for the last 25 years. Have operated as a leader in the largest professional networking group in the world, Business Network International, also known as BNI. And I have grown my business substantially over the last 25 years, utilizing word of mouth professional marketing, networking. Wow. I'm sorry.
Wow, networking. So then almost a half a century of expertise and, taking care of responsibilities and run your business using word of mouth networking and marketing. Now, tell us about the Inner Circle. This is another venture that you mentioned in terms of what it is that you do.
Yeah, the Inner Circle is our professional network. It was born 3 years ago when I had the opportunity to join forces with another very powerful networker. And I thought about it. BNI exists in the mainstream community. LaTip exists in the mainstream community. Networking After Dark exists in the mainstream community. Network Plus exists in the mainstream community, but we did not have a professional networking group in an urban community that would focus on the businesses, professionals, and community leaders in urban communities. So the Inner Circle Network was born 3 years ago, a little after my birthday in May in 2015, and we've enjoyed the growth in the organization from Harlem to D.C., and we have active members from Harlem to D.C.
So what does the Inner Circle, what can a person expect when they come to visit an Inner Circle in one of your various chapters?
What they can expect is very, very warm and friendly reception from very warm and friendly people. There is a very positive spirit in the Inner Circle, and they can also expect to exchange referrals of high quality. The average referral our members provide to each other are worth about $1,000 in business, and often much, much more than that, like in the case of a referral for a real estate broker, a 6% commission, as you know, for a $100,000 home is $6,000. So we often have people who do very well. And I think that word of mouth networking and marketing is a very strong growth tool that should always be used for the entirety of your career. And when you have enough to invest, certainly you should use cable television, you should use radio, and of course, social media marketing, all of which you'll have to invest something. Word of mouth professional networking is a very, very low investment, but it packs a powerful punch and the greatest return, in my opinion.
Okay. So what is different about the Inner Circle network, which you have shared with us, is a network? Is it a breakfast? Is it a brunch? What type of meeting is the Inner Circle Network?
It's an after dark meeting. The meetings are at 8 to 9:30 p.m. And our meetings, we support as best as we can establishments, restaurants, venues in urban communities, mostly African American at this point. And that's when we meet, and that's whose venues we meet at.
So when a person comes to an Inner Circle meeting, is there a particular, do they have to be invited? How does one find a meeting? Suppose our listeners in this Philadelphia, Central Jersey, North Jersey area want to come to a meeting. How would they go about finding a meeting to come to?
They could go to the innercirclenetwork.com. There they will see information on the organization. They'll also see a photo gallery of photos from meetings that we have held. So they can go to the innercirclenetwork.com. They can send us an email. or they can call 732-357-5701. There's an active chapter in North Jersey, active chapter in Central Jersey, and very, very proud that our Philadelphia, South Jersey chapter will be going online in the week of June the 4th, which is only 2 weeks away. We're very excited of the leadership of Mr. Ralph Henderson, Miss Patricia Henderson. They're going to do a fantastic job and have a great chapter.
That's wonderful. So you are expanding. Inner Circle Network is expanding. That is outstanding. So suppose a person comes to one of the chapter meetings, and do they have is it category specific? By that, I shouldn't say category, I mean genre. Like somebody is a real estate person and they're looking for more referrals. What are your criteria around particular genres or industries, I should say?
The way that the organization is set up, the organization is set up for people to cooperate and to partner, not to compete. Mm-hmm. So the chapters are set up basically to have 40 professional opportunities, each one which is different. Each chapter only allows one profession, so that person doesn't have to compete against anyone. Mm-hmm. That person gets all of the business from the other 39 members. So once you're in a chapter, as long as you stay in good standing, and there are only 4 success rules: be present, be positive, bring a referral, and bring a guest to guarantee everyone's success. Those are the only 4 primary principles of success in the organization. Those are success keys. And so you don't have to worry about there being 2 lawyers in the group, 2 bakers in the group, 2 wellness coaches in the group, 2 financial. You will be the only person in the group. If there's not an opening in North Jersey, Central Jersey, or Southern Jersey, you can start a group. We're actively looking for leaders who want to use word of mouth professional marketing to grow in other cities. And as long as you have 20 paid members in those cities, we will provide you with a license to start your own chapter.
That's outstanding. So how can people contact you? Suppose people want to come on the Matthews broadcast, and I understand the Matthews broadcast is going to be on a major platform very soon. If you want, you can share some of that information with our listening, viewing audience, and then also give information as to how a business may want to get exposure or be spotlighted on the Matthews broadcast.
Sure. The broadcast has earned the right to move to a major platform. We will now be on the Comcast platform beginning on Monday, June the 4th, and we will be in 462,000 households.
Outstanding.
From North Jersey all the way down into Southern Jersey. We obviously will be covering the Trenton zone, Delaware Township, Hopewell Township, Lawrenceville, Trenton, Ewing, Lambertville, Pennington, West Amwell, Hopewell, Lawrence Township, and Stockton Borough will all be able to watch the Matthews broadcast at Comcast Channel 190, where we will be telling the success stories again of business owners, professionals, and community leaders.
Absolutely. So again, how can a business who's listening, a business owner who's listening, who wants to engage your platform as a way to spotlight their business or bring more awareness to their business, how can they reach out to you?
They can call me at 732-357-5701. They can also email me at Matthews, Matthews, N as in Nancy, K as in King, at gmail.com.
Great. That's wonderful. One more question for you, Stan. What do you think is the single most, if you can boil it down to one, the single most important issue facing urban communities today in terms of wealth and financial success?
The greatest issue is how to translate their consumption power into wealth. In the United States of America, we have a $19 trillion economy, which is the largest economy in the world, of which urban communities consume about $7.5 trillion with a T, annually. What we do not do is we do not consume that $7.5 trillion with each other. Less than 2% of what brown, black, yellow, and red people spend is with each other. We also don't invest. An investor is another name for farmer. A farmer puts a seed in the earth and expects a harvest. An investor puts an investment seed in a company and expects a return. We do not save sufficiently, we do not invest sufficiently, and we do not support our own urban business, whether they be black, whether they be brown, whether they be yellow or red. We have $7.5 trillion of the $19 trillion economy. We just need to turn that consumption power into wealth power and investment power. And so the Matthews broadcast was born to bring awareness of how wealthy we really are on a national and a global level. And from that awareness to create some momentum so that, it's not a moment creating wealth, it is a movement. So there is a sister Facebook page that I started years ago that I'd like to share people who'd like to think about what we mean to the national and the global economy. And that Facebook page is the Global Prosperity Initiative, GPI. And if you go there, you'll see my thoughts on how African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, people from the continent, people from Europe, people from the Pacific, how all of us represent almost a third of the $98 trillion global economy. Yet we really do not have much to show for it because we do not invest in ourselves and we do not do business with ourselves sufficiently. We do business with ourselves and we do invest, but just not at the levels that we should. We should be spending far more than 2% with each other, and we should be saving far more than 0.5%. Most healthy communities save about 12% of every dollar that they get for the future and do business, what they call local investing or local consumption of about 33% of what they bring in, they spend with a business in their neighborhood. That would be healthy and it would cure so much of the problem that we see in urban communities, from housing, quality of health care, the quality of civil service, that's police and fire. All those would change if we kept more of the dollars that we get in urban communities, not just nationally, but internationally. If you go to the Caribbean, Trenton, Newark, Jersey City, look just like Port of Spain, look just like Kingston. There are many of the same issues internationally in urban communities in our own countries in the Caribbean and Africa that we see here. When you get into the hood, whether it be in Nairobi, whether it be Johannesburg, whether it be Kingston, whether it be Port of Spain, or whether it be Trent, when you're in the hood.
Wow.
And we would change that ghetto reality to great wealth reality just by doing more saving and more investing with each other. We need to be faithful farmers so far as saving and investing is concerned, in my opinion.
Wow, that is big. So to that end, I think you have an event coming up. Would you like to share that event coming up? I think it's called Guarantee Their Greatness. Or any other events or information you'd like to share with our listening audience? Sure.
As we go into this Memorial Day weekend, I want to first give respect to all of those urban dwellers, the brown, the black, the yellow, and the red, who have served in the United States Armed Forces. We want to thank you for the sacrifices you made in keeping us safe, and the blood that you have shed is not unremembered. Just remember, there were 7 great battles that saved the Union of the United States of America, and there were black men on the battlefields on all 7 of those battles, one not far from here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania itself. Remember, Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address when the South was defeated. Gettysburg is Pennsylvania. So I want you to know that your blood shed and your sacrifices were remembered and are remembered. Beyond that, on the week of the 4th of June, we have our inner circle meetings on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, starting in Central Jersey on Monday, South Jersey on Tuesday, and North Jersey on Wednesday. And on June 23rd at the Conference Center at Mercer Community College, we have Guarantee Their Greatness. All of the guests who came on the Matthews broadcast in April and May will have an opportunity to tell their success story in the presence of their friends and their family. So if you want to join us, I know you can contact Sister Samut, who has your information. Call her. She's working very closely with us in providing leadership for the Guarantee Their Greatness event on Saturday, June the 23rd in the atrium at the Mercer Conference Center.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a wonderful event. And as I said at the beginning of the show here, if I only will seek to bring and is consistent and congruent with my own behavior. If I feel passionate about it, if it has benefited and benefited me in a positive way, and I see the people walking their talk, then I'll definitely bring the information and the guests to you all to share their information, because I know it's a blessing to me, so I know it would be a blessing to many of you out there. Stan Matthews of Matthews Broadcast and the Inner Circle Network, thank you so much for joining the Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance show.
Thank you so much for having me on the Mind, Body, Energy show, and I highly recommend Sister Samut for her commitment over the last 30 years to urban communities all over the United States of America. And I'm sure there's much that you can benefit from understanding that you can acquire whatever you desire so long as you raise your mind, body, energy. She's the coach. So everyone needs a coach. So if you want to raise your mind, body, energy so that you can acquire whatever you desire, call Sister Samut.
Well, that was a soundbite if I ever heard one. Flaw 700. We're going to have to cut that one out, and I'll just use that little piece for some marketing. Thank you, Mr. Matthews. All of Stan Matthews' information will be in the show notes as we unpack the show for you every week. I want to thank my guests for coming on, and I want to thank you, the listening audience out here in the podcast world. We are podcasting in color, people, and always the Mind, Body, Energy, and Balance show. We wish you much prosperity, abundance, love, and peace and joy. Chat with you soon. Peace.